Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another crypto trading video where today, as I said in the last video, the US 500 is most likely going to break down towards the downside and continue this bear market situation, which is exactly what happened. So if you want to hear more news like this, subscribe to the channel. And in today's video, I'm going to explain to you and show you the three main indicators that I use when it comes to trading cryptocurrencies. So regardless of the market, going down, being ready to break out of this zone on Bitcoin as well and start moving into the 10K level or towards the 10K level, let's see what kind of indicators I would use to be looking for a trade at this point. Now, the first one, and a very important one, and for that I'm going to remove all of the drawings right here, is my rectangle, right? On TradingView, use rectangles that are extended towards the right. So look at this. If I go into settings, and you can see that it's extended towards the right? I'm not just drawing a triangle. I just prefer to see it like this so that it can impact any future price action going on. So basically, what I do first on my chart is I plot my zones of support and resistance. How do you do that? Well, you find multiple touches on the chart. So what do we see right here? We see the previous all-time high level, which acted as a level of resistance. We see a previous bounce, which acted as a level of support. Once price broke the previous all-time high, pushing price even further up from the 20K level. And then after that, we had two more zones where Bitcoin did get supported around the 20K level just because there was a lot of buying pressure. Now, is that going to hold? Well, we don't know, and currently the market is so bearish that we might just break down below. So that leads me to my second most important indicator, which is trend lines. Now, trend lines can also work to be somewhat so they can also work to draw correction patterns, right? For example, this right here is a beautiful example of a bearish correction pattern being broken out of, and we're ready to move towards more downside as soon as this zone of support is broken, right? My target would be somewhere where previous support and resistance was made, which is right here. So you can see that the price was at a resistance, the price was at a resistance, and then the price held a support around this area, which makes it a valid zone to be a target. Now, currently, what Bitcoin is doing is it's creating some bearish formations, and what we do is we use this trend line or this correction pattern line, right, which looks something along the lines of this. This is a bearish correction pattern, or if you want to call it a bearish flag, or do you want to call it a bearish pennant, or whatever you want to call it, it's a correction pattern, and it means that price is moving down, making a correction, stabilizing, and then continuing to move more towards the downside. So that's the second most important indicator, and the third most important indicator that I would tell you right now is candles. Okay, candles are very, very important. They are crucial in the world of trading, and they can give you a lot of different insight into the market. For example, this one huge candle right here was as a result of positive CPI news in the US, and by positive I mean inflation was positive, not that the news was actually positive. The news was negative, which is why the market took a hit and started moving towards more downside. Now, more things about candles you are able to check out on different time frames out there. So on the 4-hour time frame, even though price is moving down and even though the US 500 and general market situation is looking bearish, Bitcoin seems to be losing momentum towards the downside, right? So we can see that we have a huge RSI divergence happening right here, which is also sort of an important indicator for me. But candles are very important, and as you can see right here, we can see that bearish patterns or bearish formations are slowing down at this point, and the market is recuperating. Now, what can you conclude from this? Well, when you have a big candle, you're likely going to expect another set of big candles making a volatile move. When you have a lot of candles grouped up like this, you can see that the market is in a consolidation zone, so it's not the best to trade. So what do? Well, you wait for one candle to break out either towards the upside or towards the downside from this area if you want to use candles as a proper indicator. Now, a few other things that I use is sometimes I use my Fibonacci retracement tool to plot out a perfect level of retracement, which I can show you on the US 500, as I did show you in the past. If you head on over to the daily time frame and you look at the movement ever since the COVID pandemic actually started down here, we can see a huge move, and we can see that one of the proper and probable corrections that are going to happen in the market is a movement down either into the 50% level or into the 61% Fibonacci retracement level. So fib is also very important, and another indicator is the sorry about that, is the moving averages line. So Another important indicator, moving averages, and you can see these two lines right here. You can see that the 50 period moving average acted as a zone of support multiple times in the past and is currently acting as a zone of resistance, pushing the price down every single time, right? And the 200 period moving average, you can say the same. We can see a zone of support, we can see a zone of resistance, and we can see the price is finding a resistance at this area once again. So moving averages are important as well. Lastly, we have the RSI indicator, which I did talk about a few minutes back. So that's pretty much it for today's video. And if you enjoyed this little insight, make sure to drop a like, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment down below if you enjoyed it. And lastly, I'm not a financial advisor, and you should do your own due diligence before investing into anything in the blockchain or crypto world. So thanks for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.